Hello boys, this is Coach Andy Tritley, and we're going to look at 4 plays on offense from this past Sunday's box lacrosse game against Coyote. And in each of these we're just going to talk through how we can continue to improve on our offensive play. So in this first play, we've got a good clear. Zach is bringing the ball up at X here, and what we're going to see, the lesson I want you to see here is the restraining line is right there, and our players are our top line is too far above the restraining line. We really want to try to keep our 3 players as close to the restraining line as possible. So that's the first lesson here. Now Zach still has the ball. Zach is about to make a pass over here to Dylan, which is great. But remember, while the ball is in the air, from X to the corner for the first time, we don't do anything. The play starts when we pass from a corner back to X. But if you notice here, Zach makes the pass to Dylan. Dylan makes a pass down to the wing, which is fine. And then we pass it back up, and that's where things get a little bit sloppy. Zach gets a ground ball. Or Zach loses the ball, Dylan gets a ground ball, and we still end up getting a quality shot. Dylan keeps his head up, feeds it up here. I think that's Brooks, and he gets off a decent shot. So again, what I want to see here is let's not pass the ball down the wing. So when Zach makes this pass over to Dylan, Dylan should just hold the ball for a second, make sure everyone else is set, and then pass it right back to X. And in the meantime, I want to try to get both of the corner players, at least the corner players, so Seth and Dylan over here, along the restraining line. If the X player needs to stay a little higher the restraining line to make for a safe pass, that's fine. So if Dylan had passed right back to Zach here, then we could have done our double wing switch on both sides, and the play would have run much more smoothly. Instead, at full speed here, Dylan makes that pass down to the wing, and then we don't do anything. If you notice, none of the other players move. There's no wing switches or any other action. And when we don't have any action off ball, it's very tough to get the defense off balance and create scoring opportunities. So in the second play here, coming up, we have a second opportunity. Looks like a fast break. We're pushing the ball up. Camden has the ball right here. Oh, quick aside, guys. I use names in these videos because you recognize each other. Everyone needs to understand we all make mistakes. No name is used either to call special attention and praise and celebrate great plays, nor is it used to draw attention to anyone who had an opportunity to do something better. So I will continue to use the names, but without any judgment. We're all working hard, and we're all learning. So Camden's going to push the ball upfield here. He's got Memphis breaking on this side, I think maybe Zach on the other side. But if you notice, the defense is well positioned. There's 1 defender, 2 defenders, 3 defenders, so chaser here. So we really don't have an advantage here. So Camden makes the smart play. He pulls out, passes the ball back up safely to Dylan. So now Dylan has the ball up here, and because we have control of it and we're right along the restraining line here, what we want to do is get into formation. So what happens is Dylan passes over to Ryan. I think that's Ryan. And if you notice, Camden is trying to get over to the right wing, but before he can get there, Ryan passes the ball back to Dylan. A little bit sloppy. Dylan gets the ground ball. What we want to do here, guys, is hold the ball at the corner until everyone is in position. Right now, there's no pressure being put on Ryan, so he doesn't have to worry about making a quick pass because of pressure. Hold the ball and be patient. Now, there's a defender coming on the boards behind him, if you notice, so you do have to be aware so you don't get caught. But what I'd like to see is enough time for Camden to get in position on the low wing before we make that pass from the corner to X. Nonetheless, we make the pass. Dylan gets the ground ball. Now, We did have double wing switches here. If you notice, when Ryan makes that pass, even though it was a bad pass and the ball is bouncing around, he comes down and does the double wing switch anyway, and that's really important. Once Zach figures out that Dylan's going to get that ground ball, Zach does a double wing switch over here, and we're going to see why that's so important. So look, Dylan beats his man on a dodge. Because of the double wing switch, notice that all of the defenders are focused on one of their players. And then this defender's kind of lost. He doesn't have a man. But notice no slide comes because we did the double wing switch. Now a slide comes from here, but it's too late. Dylan can easily get past, takes the shot, and scores. So just because we did the double wing switch, we occupied the attention of the defense and allowed our dodger to be able to run at the goal without a slide coming immediately to their face. So that's what I like about this play. On the next one, we have a really patient clear. Zach has the ball, passes over to Jacob, and he's going out to get a substitution. Seth stays high. This is what we talked about. When we're clearing the ball, we want to have players on line, at least 2 players on line, so that we can make safe passes back and forth. Seth gets the ball and holds it, stays patient. He's letting his teammates get in position. Now, Seth makes a pass over to Jake, and then Seth runs down to do a double wing switch. So a couple things. One, these double wing switches on almost all these plays are in straight lines. Remember, double wing switches were supposed to go into the center, out to the wing, and from the wing we come into the center and out to the corner. And notice that on the other side, Ryan realized that he was supposed to do his wing switch, so he starts heading in that direction. So this is an excellent example of double wing switch, except we're running straight lines instead of angles in and angle back out. Jake makes the pass over to the corner. I think that's Brooks. And Jake immediately starts running over for the off-ball pick, which is what he's supposed to do from X. Brooks makes that pass down to Seth quickly, which is good. We don't want the corner holding the ball for very long. I'm going to rewind this one to show it full speed. Now here comes Jake down to set that double pick. Quaid is up here. Quaid does not set that double pick at the same speed or with any urgency like Jacob does. And what happens here is because of that, Ryan, who's down here, is going to cut over Jake's pick, but he can't get over Quaid because Quaid didn't get down there. If you notice, Quaid is watching the ball instead of running down and setting that double pick. So here comes Ryan, who kind of runs in between Jacob and Quaid there, which is not the look that we want. Now, backing up, Seth makes a tough catch down here. That was an excellent catch. But what I would need the wing to do is, if you need to, carry the ball towards the board, but you've got to pause for one good long second when your corner is this far away. Brooks is coming down to set the screen, but he can't get there fast enough. So Seth catches the ball, and notice Seth immediately starts carrying upfield. So Seth is carrying upfield the same time Seth is coming down to set that screen. What I'd rather do is have the wing pause over here for just one long second, wait for that hard screen to come down, then carry over the back of the screen. Nonetheless, the screen comes down, we get a good look here. Seth gets around that player, and right here we should shoot. Okay, this is a quality shot from that distance. Excuse me. That's a quality shot. Seth carries a little too far. If you notice, this is just 2 steps. So 1, 2 steps, and he's now covered up by this defender and does a second dodge. You have to be able to shoot within those 2 steps. Or, if you look right here, Ryan did an excellent job of popping open on the backside. It's hard to tell from this angle, but it looks like there might have been a feed pass across to Ryan, who had a real heads-up play. He cut over the pick that Jacob had set and kept himself as part of the play. Notice he's looking back at the ball, and he's open there. But we get caught up in congestion here, and the shot clock was running out, so Seth just heaves a shot as best he could. So that could have been, or that was a good scoring opportunity. So we're going to watch this in full speed. This was a good scoring opportunity. We just didn't take the shot when we needed to, or we didn't get the feed. So one more thing I'm going to point out here. So again, Jake passes over Brooks, passes down quickly to Seth. Seth carries up over. We got a little action going on the backside. The one other thing to point out is after this pick, Jake did not cut to the back pipe. If Jake pops off of this pick right now, at this moment, or actually a little bit sooner, if he pops off that pick right now, because remember, Ryan has already crossed. As soon as Ryan crosses, there's Ryan, as soon as he crosses that pick, if Jake popped down that back pipe, then he would have been here instead of here, and Seth may have been able to make that feed. Jake would have had a layup with the goalie. All right, let's go over the fourth and final play. It's probably our best example of the play, and would have had a great scoring opportunity out of it. So we get the ground ball. Seth pulls out and settles it up, very smart. Lets his players get in position. Makes pass across to Dylan. Now Dylan is at X, so we run the double wing switch. I'm going to play this all the way through and go back. Jacob makes pass down, screen down. On the backside, we had some off-ball action. We pass across, and then we kind of just the play falls apart. But because of some good heads-up play or smart play by Dylan and Brooks, we're able to get the goal there. All right, so let's break this down. All right, so Seth is about to pass to Dylan. Again, just like we talked about before, notice how far away Seth's defender is. Do not make the pass from the corner to X until both of the wingmen have had an opportunity to get low. Right now we make the pass a little bit too soon. So right here we make the pass, and if you notice, Jake is still running down, and Ryan has his back turned and is still coming down. Now nonetheless, while the ball's in the air, we do get a double wing switch. Again, we're running in straight lines on the switches, and we should be going in and out, and on the other side, in and out, and on the wings, in and out, and in and out. But we get the action we want. The double wing switch leaves Jake wide open for Dylan to make a safe pass. Jake makes the pass down to Seth, and then he screens down. And right here, look at the angle that Seth takes coming off the screen. I'll point that out. But if you notice, there is absolutely no one in the space where Seth could run through. Seth, right now, Jake has drawn a double team here. And Seth could easily cut that in and run straight at the goal and get off a quality shot. So remember, when you receive the ball on the wing on a pass down, screen down, Jacob pass down to Seth, and he's going to come set a screen. Your job is to carry over that screen, get into the center field, try to cut back to the goal and get a quality shot. We're not thinking pass first across the field. We're thinking shot first. The other thing is Jake needs to run straight at the goal and set that screen closer towards the goal. What Jake does is he sets a pick instead of a screen. A pick is when you go and pick your teammate's defender. A screen is when you just go at the goal and try to block the view of the goalie. So notice Jake comes down and sets a pick on the defender, and that's not what we're doing on the on-ball side. But again, look at this. Look at the double team that Jake drew anyway, and Seth could easily run in there and take that shot. So that's the look we want. Now on the far side, a couple things. Dylan goes down to set that off-ball pick. Notice that Ryan is a little late coming in, so we got to get those the timing down so that the corner and the X are coming to set that double pick at the same time. But nonetheless, we keep our heads, and Brooks makes a great backdoor cut. Dylan finds them, and we score the goal. Okay, boys, appreciate you watching, and hopefully through analyzing these 4 examples of our offense, we're able to keep getting better and better at running this double wing switch pass down, screen down play. Take care. Go Raptors.